Hey, what's up? How is everyone? What is up? I hope you had great have a great holiday period and ready to trade. Yeah, it's sometimes needed. It's no point trying to trade that low liquidity weird market moves, right? Everyone's having a holiday. It's important to refresh the mind. All right. Yeah, fuck APT really. Just I think I'm gonna cancel this alert. It's pissing me off basically. Hey man, what's up? Alright, let's get to it. How's the sound, music, visuals? Everything fine? I guess everyone can hear me. Looking good. Alright, let's get to it. Okay, I'm just gonna start with the macro. So we've been talking about this dollar, and today it's showing strength, which is not particularly good. Although I care kind of less about dollar uh, because of the recent correlation. It has less correlation to other markets that we trade, so I'm not really putting so much emphasis on that. But again, dollar is dollar. If it starts trending up, then we should expect some trouble. All right. And the thing is, the main area that dollar is gonna face some issues is this little one here. So we'll see what happens here. Obviously, that's the next area. Just let me find the pen. What the hell? Just give me a sec. This pen needs restarting basically. So basically it's either from here, let me just use this for this, either bounce from here or reclaim this. That if it reclaims this one, then we're gonna be probably in trouble. Okay, but so basically dollar is in a range. As long as it's in a range, I think it's less relevant, because the biggest correlations, I mean the times that it affects us, like indices, stock indices, crypto and other risk assets, is when trending. For example, this period was good for us, right? This period. Why? Because it was trending down. So this is when the crypto and the others flourished, basically. And this was the time when it was trending up. So we were basically having the hardcore bear market there. But since here, it's not really doing much to us. So as long as it's kept inside this area, I think it's less relevant. We just need but obviously if it starts reclaiming these levels and do something like that, then it could bring back the positive negative correlation back. All right, so that's dollar side. The strength is not nice. Basically it just bounced off of these range lows, and there's another level here which is like exactly that support area, right? So now we're seeing the reaction. This chop was just a holiday chop, so now we're seeing the real move. All right. Okay, let's go to, let's check NAS. Is it? Yeah, since the dollar is moving up, NAS is kinda taking a hit, but it doesn't mean that everything's over. We have this nice little zone here. I mean, ideally, dip and reclaim and go. This is our ideal scenario for this. Still looking strong, but obviously what we don't want, really fuck APT. I'm just gonna cancel you guys. Alright, bye. And this we don't want, okay? That's that. SPX, S&P 500. Yeah, this is like, this is just a sec, this is short. Yeah, this is kind of looking okay here. It's sitting at support and kind of looking like it wants to go and attack this region there, and it's also the range highs of this range. That's the main range we've been in for like since last summer. So basically we're still there, but I think the structure looking good. If it can make a new high here, fresh highs, and then we should expect something like that, or you know, keep ranging. So I think now we should concentrate on here since we're trading here. So I think my first assumption is it's gonna try this and towards there, and we'll see what happens after. Okay, that's that. I just want to cover these real quick so we have the picture in our heads. Like gold is fucking strong. I've been talking about gold and silver for a very long time. I've been I've been buying gold here and silver around here. Where's silver? And I was suggesting you guys do the same. Since 18s, I've been collecting at this range, basically. Inside this area, I've been collecting at the range lows. I've been accumulating this, and the last time I bought was at this bounce. And should be somewhere here, just a sec. last time I said here, I'm buying it again. Same place. Should be towards here, yeah, exactly. So yeah, now, but the thing is, now this kind of looks overextended, and I think we may see some pullback there, like at least towards this region or a little bit down maybe, because the momentum is kind of looking like it's fading. So I think, and with the dollar strength right now, I think we may just see some pullback. I'm expecting this first, but if it starts breaking down, then we'll see about that. Because this area is already tested, probably it's gonna go down here if this is lost. So I'm not super enthusiastic about getting in. I wouldn't get in here. I would wait for the pullback and reaction at the pullback. If I want some gold exposure. But obviously, you know, this move was great, and since here it's did like 10%. But I mean, my targets for this is much higher, so that's why I think I'm gonna hold on to this a little bit more. First targets are obviously here at these lows, highs, and then probably higher. I think we're gonna see much dollar and silver strength in the coming weeks, months. So that's that. Metals in general is good. Alright, let's go back to our crypto. Let's close this one. Alright, let's go back to crypto. BTC, let me find that chart. The ones in the group already know that I'm hedged around these regions, because it's the logical area to do so. I'm still bullish, but I need to hedge my exposure. I need to reduce my long exposure, which I have from here towards this since this region and this region. So I also have spot bags, so I need some kind of protection, and this area is the natural area to do so, because every time it comes up here, it's been rejected. Yeah, you can say that, you can argue that the more times it touches the one level, it most likely is gonna break. Yes, I agree, but still it's not broken, because it's why is it? It's a logical area because my invalidation is pretty clear, right? And if it starts doing this and hold, then I will cut this position and ride the longs. Even I may add to my longs and mitigate whatever is lost in here, but I don't want to see this happening. Okay. And the thing is, let me find the other chart. It's still inside the monthly value. So yeah, this pink box is the monthly value. So it just, whenever it tried to push out, it just smashed back in. So until it's like it moves away from this area, then I can say that, because this looks like a failed auction. This was a failed auction. It goes to the other side of the value. It's a failed auction. It goes to the other side. Failed auction. So it just, the bulls demand didn't overcome the supply here, overpower the supply here. And when if that happens, then that's what we're looking for, and you want a quick move away from the level. But now it's just, you know, it goes up hits the POC of last week, which was the naked POC, which was this red line, and now it's rejecting, got back inside, rejected a couple of times, now it stays here. So I have a clear invalidation here that if it's does this, and then I can cut the hedge and start maybe add to my longs also. All right, no need to risk at these levels. And plus you see all these guys, right? You see all these guys here, and this is a eventful week, which would be this CPI numbers is gonna come out, inflation rate, and also FOMC minutes, same day probably, 12th, yeah. This is 6 o'clock p.m. UTC, and these are an hour before the New York Open, probably at 12:30 UTC. And then we have PPI, and then we have retail sales, then consumer sentiment. So but these two are very important. So I can see that until this happens, we may still, you know, chop in this region, or even maybe come down to this area until then, and if the numbers are good, then continue that little demand zone here at the lows. So that's what I'm looking for. I can actually, if I see the reaction here, if you know, if it comes down there, then if I see the reaction, and then depending on this reaction, I may cut the hedge and add longs here, start adding here, and then add more there, because there's no point adding to something that is uncertain. Nothing is certain, I agree, but at least I would like to add when there is more, like the upside is more probable than the downside. For example, I don't like to add here, but you know, I like to add there, because then also it broke out from this region and then it started trending again. So instead of adding here, I would like to add there, because that gives me more confidence that this price is gonna move to in favor of my trade. But here, you know, you never know. The only thing here is it just took out the low and closed back above this level, which is fine. You have a tight invalidation, you can enter some here, invalidation there, and then when this happens, you can add the rest there and move the stops higher. So it's all about how you execute the trade, how you want to execute. But for me, I don't want to bet on something that is low probability. I don't flip coins. I want to be there when it starts moving. Make sense? I think there's delay. There's a like 30 seconds to 45 seconds delay for some reason. CGPT is live now trading. Let's see. CGPT. Change GPT. Whoop. Yeah, I will keep an eye on this one. I will keep an eye on this one. Right, and CDFI. There. I think CDFI has a pretty clear chart. I mean, if it breaks up from here, which it looks like it will, then this is easy target. And since these are low caps, relatively lower caps, this could just rip like this if it starts moving. So what are you doing? Oh, nice, nice signups. So the thing is, I'm not expecting much from majors till CPI. Like, I'm not expecting a big trending moves, so that's why I'll find something else to play with in the meantime, which new listing is a good start. Because really, I mean, in reality, it hasn't been doing anything really. It just, you know, if you look at it like this, like, well, it's been stuck here, right? Nothing, it's doing nothing. You know, you can even say that it's even a tighter range, you can say, because it's basically stuck here. There. Because see, there is no close above this level on the daily, and there's no close below this level on the daily. Every time it wants to get out, it's pushed back in, and exactly like that on the upper side. So that's why it's really easy at this point. All we need to see is, a close, a daily close, ideally far away, and this daily close doesn't come back down to test this level soon. I mean, we just want it to run. Because the thing is, I think on the previous streams I talked about this. Yeah, this is a resistance area, like a obvious resistance area. That's the 2021 open. So that's a resistance area, and that's the breakout area, right? So this is a good breakout, but this is problematic. The more it just spends time here, the more I get more nervous, because normally that's an amazing breakout, but it should just continue ripping if that's a true breakout. It started very well up till here, but it's a prolonged period now. It looks like it's waiting for something, or why it's not aligned. Let me just redraw everything here. See, it's pretty easy chart actually. Here's your breakout, here's your resistance, here's your range. Above the range is good, towards there, and possibly there. Like here. below the range is this, but I don't really want it to come down here actually. The thing is, the more it spends time here, I think this is still not so bad. The thing you don't want is after the breakout, for example here, it comes down without spending much time. If it comes down here, then you have this probability. You see breakout here, but it really didn't go anywhere, and then it just gets back in. So you don't want breakout and come back immediately. As from the auction market theory, it's just it looks like a failed auction. So just try to find new fair value, but no, it's rejected and kept inside the previous one. But the true breakout happens like this, you know, it just moves away. It can spend some time outside, but if it's a true breakout, if it really wants to go up, it's gonna go up immediately. If it doesn't, then, and if it spends enough time here, and then it may come down there and start again. This is better, basically. Spend time. I mean, obviously this is better, but this is better than the breakout and come back down again. This is like a risky business. It doesn't usually end well. And I mean, here is the latest example. Then this becomes a deviation, and then range acceptance. And we have here an example of that. You know, you want the breakout to sustain itself and continue like this. In this case, it broke out, but it just came down to the level again, and then accept back inside, continue the downtrend. So yeah, we don't want that. And the true breakout looks like this. True breakout. Here. Just a sec. Here. True breakout looks like this. See, it just breaks out and continues. Like that, for example, breakout, continue. And when this guy breaks out and continues, it just does, you know, it doesn't give any pullback. Like for example here, like it broke down from here, right? And then after that, no pullbacks. No pullbacks into this level, no pullback into that level. Yeah, only we got the pullback here when the momentum is a little bit shifted. You know, like momentum decreased. Like at this level we got the retest, and then deviation, only to sell off further. In reality, it just, when it breaks down, no pullbacks. So let's check ETH. I'm still expecting some kind of, you know, rundown, quick rundown again towards this region, not all the way down here, but a little bit pullback to clear out everything, and then something like that. I'm still expecting that, but obviously I'm not gonna basically that's our range, right? So I'm still expecting something like this, and then fast move up. But if it gives this, for example, instead, I'll take it also. It's very simple plans. Any questions so far? I'm gonna check ETH. ETH is still trying to hold on to this. Not my favorite, but I mean, it has to hold on to that level. Like it did here. Right. Broke out, came back down. But this level is protected and ended up with a fresh high. But we also have this range here, right? Yeah, exactly, this range here. Let me just see that's what I don't like. I thought what I said about BTC happened here. For example, this looks like a deviation for now because it's almost inside this red level again, red zone again. That's not the kind of breakout that I like. Let me find another chart. Maybe I have a clean one. Nope. Oh, this is the cleanest one, really. Let's clean one. So we have. Yeah, I think BTC is cleaner than ETH. I mean, obviously, it's still bullish. It's just some rejection from the weekly level. I mean, like how I see is like this is the level and it's struggling now. Yeah, this is exactly what I'm looking for right now, what I'm looking at right now. Unless it starts moving away, you should be expecting like at least attacking these guys, because these are the lows that it's left behind. Not particularly important if it's it's trending strong, then these lows can be left, no problem, but it's not really trending right now. It's just stuck inside here. It tried to break out. It just got back in, failing to close. As long as it's below here, I can say that I'll be looking at this, at least. So we need to see some move away from this level. Ideally a daily close. Let's see how the 4 hour looks like. Yeah, it's this kind of, yeah, it's looking, I think, worse than BTC right now. Let's check the ETH BTC chart really quick. Let's check the, yeah, I mean, it needs to bounce here. If it's if it's gonna bounce, it needs to bounce here. Like, this is a good area to bounce. If it loses this, then I'd suspect that it's gonna go lower to this area, which means that BTC is gonna outperform ETH. But you can time it with this. But if it's gonna bounce, it should bounce from here. Looks weak though. Only daily is kind of okay, but the other time frames, the lower the time frames, okay, 12 hours is also fine. Yeah, 4 hours not the best, basically. So it can see there's a local level here. There's a local level here. So it may just wick this and bounce, and that would save the 4 hour. Other than that, it's the lower time frames are weaker, basically. Until I see strength here, then I cannot say that it is gonna bounce. We need to see something. It needs to show us like this, like that, and then I would say, okay, now it's ETH time. Probably it's gonna go here for starters, and then we'll see if it's gonna continue or not. So that's that. Any coins that you want me to look at? Because that's about all I have to say. Holy, what's going on here? Oh, it's actually gate chart is much better to monitor this. It has more data. Yeah, good bounce. I think we'll just If it can manage to get itself out from here, then I'll say it will attack at least these guys towards there. Band. Well, is band still a thing? Last time I checked band was 2020, I think. Yeah, looks good, looks good. Looking good. Just broke out from here. If it can sustain this, I think it may just go towards this region. Yeah, not looking bad. Yeah, we'll see if it's gonna hold here. I mean, obviously, if it doesn't, then it's in trouble, because then it would open the gates for something like this, and that would take it down even here probably. There's so much compression here, nothing tapped yet, and if it starts rolling over, then there's like some good levels to target. On the upside, there's nothing much basically. Only these guys here, and this one. Yeah. We just took out these now. If it starts failing, then that's not good. So you need to keep at least, at a local level, you need to keep it at least here, above here. It may dip down like this and reclaim, because as I said, this is a high time frame level, so you need to go into lower time frames and localize it. So your local level is actually here, which you need to base your trades at. This is just reference. So around this level here, you want to see something bullish for continuation and something bearish for shorting opportunities. So that's a good level basically to do business at. So yeah, that's banned. Nothing else. Holy moly, this guy is weird really. This band trade's really weird. Whoa. My favorite kind of chart. Just constant dump. Yeah, the interesting thing is, if it starts holding above here, I think it's gonna just do the same in reverse. Oh, this is setting up. Looks like it's setting up for a short. Yeah, see, it has troubles clearing this level. here's the kind of breakout, but fail, and now still trading below. I think, yeah, this is setting up for a nice short, at least towards here. Maybe even further. All right. So if there's no more requests, then let's call it a day, and let's get back to trading. I'll try to share some ideas on Discord as I find them. I'll check this out. Maybe we'll find a trade around this. All right, guys. Thanks for joining, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheers.